This video is going to continue our exploration of the dpkg package manager features. This time we are going to focus more specifically on its search features. So there is a list on this screen, on this whiteboard, of a few typical use cases that you are going to encounter. The first and probably the most obvious one is you want a list of all the packages that are installed on your system. Keep in mind that unlike apt, dpkg is not connected actually to repository. So that means that dpkg's main focus is the packages that are installed on your system. So that means that we can have easily a list of all installed package. It's a little bit more difficult to do what tools like apt-cache do, which allow us to explore remote repository looking for specific packages. Talking about looking for specific package, another typical use case is you want to make sure that a specific package is actually installed on your system. So that would be a situation where you do not want the list of all packages. You just want to make sure that one of them is installed. So you want to list an entry that confirms, for example, that a package with a specific name has been installed. We have been playing with the links_cur package, so we are going to use the links_cur package to illustrate those two first use cases before we go to the next ones. So let's go to our terminal. The first use case was trying to obtain a list of things installed on our system. So dpkg --list is going to generate a very long list of all the Debian packages that have been, all the individual Debian packages that have been installed on our system. As is usual, you have a long name for option that is generally preceded by --, and you have a short name that is, in this case, the shortcut -l. So dpkg-l, dpkg-list is going to give me the same list of package. I'm going to use a trick here that we're going to discuss later in this offering, just to allow me to list this long list of package page by page, and you can see here that the cursor indicates that it's waiting for me to do something to go to the next line or scroll back up, etc. So this is just a way to read things that are scrolling too fast to be read. You can see that the list structure is interesting. We have several columns: name, version, architecture, and description, which is overflowing to the next line. Okay, so in this format, the first package would be account-plugin-aim. This is a version of this Debian package, the one that has been installed. The architecture, i386. Everything we have here is going to be i386 or all architecture, if that specific package doesn't have different versions suited to different pretty much architecture. And then a quick description, a one-line description of what that package is about. So in this case, a messaging account plugin for AIM. You will notice also that the list for each entry, so this would be one entry of that list, this is one line of the output, you're going to have letters here. 3 letters actually, 3 characters that start the line. Most of the time only the first 2 characters are used, and this is because the last character is actually used to give you an idea of what kind of error this package is encountering. Okay, so fortunately everything here on this page, none of the package on this page have an error. The first 2 letters are 1-letter codes that tell you what is the desired status for the package and what is the current status. So we're not going to talk about triggers and things of that nature in this video, but just to give you an overview of this, and then you can figure out more by looking actually at the documentation, the man page, for example. The desired state for the package here is I, which corresponds to install. That means that dpkg has been informed that we want to install this account plugin aim package at some point. And then if you look at the second letter, it tells you how the package is right now, what is its current status, and the current status is inst, I for inst, which means installed. It could be not, meaning that it's not yet installed, could be that it's unpacked but not yet installed, half configured, half installed or that there are configure files lingering on the system, but the package, for example, has been uninstalled, removed. So we're going to talk more about removing package, purging, and leaving configuration files behind. But this is where you can see when you can get that kind of information. So there's a 3-letter code here that pretty much summarizes the entire status of this package. I'm going to type Q to get out of this less tool here that I've been using to display the output page per page. So you can see that we have already our first feature here, being able to get a simple list of all installed package. Now let's see if we can look for a specific package. So let's go back to the terminal. I've been playing with this links-cur package, so why not look for it. Links dash, oops, only one dash, dash cur. There you go. And the same format, okay, the same columns, name, version, architecture, description. The same codes as the beginning, so here this is a package that was marked to be installed at some point and has been successfully installed. Name of the package, version, etc. But we have restricted our search, our display, I would say actually, to the name of the package, the exact name of the package that I specified. Please note that the name of the package here, in this case, does not correspond to the full name of the Debian file. Let's see if I still have it here. Yes. The full name of the Debian package file was the name of the package, followed by an underscore, followed by actually the version. You can see it now because the version number is listed here by dpkg, followed by an underscore, followed by the architecture, right? That was the full name of the Debian file that represents the Debian package. Now the name of the Debian package, as you would look it up in a repository in a list of installed software, is this first part of the file name. Okay, so this is what I've been using here in my dash dash list option to actually look for that specific package and check that it was indeed installed on the system. Okay, so this is the option that we use to have a global list of everything installed. This is the option that we use to actually search for a specific package name. There is another option that you can use. So let's try dpkg dash dash status. And please note, by the way, that I'm not using sudo. Why am I not using sudo? After all, I'm using dpkg. Well, it's true, I'm using a tool to remove an install package, but I'm not removing or installing any new package, right? So I'm not doing anything that changes the state of my system. I'm just sending queries to see what is installed, and this is allowed without super user privileges, without root privileges. Okay, so the dash dash list option, dash L for short, dash dash status, which can be shortened to dash S, these options are non-intrusive. They are not going to change the state of my workstation, so I'm allowed to run them as a regular user. So let's say dpkg dash dash status links-cur, and you see that I can get this way more information actually about my package. And this looks really like, if you remember, the page, Ubuntu packages.ubuntu.com webpage that allows you to search for information about packages. Well, look here, we have the name of the package, we have some information that we had in the previous screen, for example, the architecture, but we have also a lot more information regarding, for example, its dependencies, okay, regarding the configuration files that come with this package, and a full text description here, including the name of the original maintainer and a home page for this project. So status gives you a little bit more detailed information about a package that has been installed on your system. Okay, list is just there to pretty much make sure that it's there or it's not there. So again, just to be complete, let's try the shortcut here, dash S, same thing. Okay. So now let's look at other features. We talked about searching for a specific package, so we know the name already, but what if we are not quite sure about the name? What if we know it starts with links, but we don't know it's links-cur? Well, we can search with patterns. So if we go to the terminal again, so let's use dpkg, and we're going to use the list option again, but this time instead of specifying a full name of package, we want to specify something that means everything that starts with the letter links. So we're going to talk more in this course about the kind of techniques I'm going to use now, but now I'm just going to give you a recipe to follow. You're going to start by typing the letters that you know belongs to the package name. And you're going to use this star symbol here as a character meaning anything else after that. And you are going to enclose this links star in double quotes. Okay, so for now just bear with me, follow the recipe until we actually study the mechanism at play here that require you to have those quotes and what the meaning of this star character is really. So for now we're going to use that as a template for our searches, and this is going to allow me to use the list option but with a package name that is incomplete. And this, for example, gives me here all the packages that are related to links that are actually on my system. Okay, so this allows us to have an option to search with a pattern. And again, as we learn more about patterns and more specifically regular expression in an upcoming module, you are going to see that this is quite powerful. Right now, we just use it as a recipe. The next thing that you can do with dpkg, I mean, I'm not listing all the features again, the man page is there for that, but I'm trying to list the ones that are most common. And one of the most common, the next most common feature that people use with dpkg is trying to see what kind of files a given package has installed on your system. So again, back to the terminal here. And we are going to use again dpkg. Again, we don't need to provide a sudo to prefix dpkg with sudo. The option we're interested in is -- list files. This option is going to allow us to specify a package. Okay, so links -cur. And it's going to give us, I'm going to scroll back up a little bit, it's going to give us the list of the files that have been installed on our system by this links-cur package. So you can see that we have some files that are in folders /usr/bin, so probably binaries. For example, that would be the executable. Some files that are actually in a lib folder, so probably some things that are meant to be shared with other software package. USR share, same thing here. Documentation, there's generally documentation finds its way inside USR share, and the man page for the tool have been also installed as they should in USR share /man. So all of these are like names of folders on your system. Okay, and these are not folders that users generally dig in. These are folders where tools and commands find the information they're looking for. Okay, and for example here we have in /etc configuration file for our links browser. Okay, so this is a complete list of all the files that this particular software package has been installing on your system. So this can come quite handy when you have problem and you're trying to figure out what happened after an install of a package. Now, the last feature I'm going to discuss in this video is related to this one. It's kind of the opposite. Instead of asking the package, you know, what are all the files that you install on my system, I'm going to find a file on my system. For example, this is a full path, you know, to describe where the file links.cfg is located on my system. And I'm not sure, for example, who installed this. I just noticed it and noticed this new folder and noticed this new file, and I'm not sure actually what software package is managing this file. I'll grant it to you. In this example, it's kind of silly because it says links-cur, you know, etc/links-cur. But let's use that as an example. I want to know what software package this file comes from. So instead of using list files, this time I'm going to use --search. Okay, and what you pass to search is actually the name, the full path of a file. So you have a file, you want to know which package it belongs to. Okay, in the previous example we had a package and we wanted to know all the files that belong to that package that were installed on my system. So here we go, I'm giving here the name of the specific file that I'm looking for, and it's going to answer by telling me that links-cur, the package links-cur has actually ownership of this file. Okay, so that concludes the main use cases for searching features that dpkg offers.